Hello everyone, factoring into the 23rd Christmas update. So since the start of November, since the 1st of November, we've been doing Christmas updates on roughly a every other night basis, and we start off with CFS V2, which we ran until around the 18th, 19th update, and very often the CFS was teasing us with really tantalising sort of cold scenarios, lots of blocking easterly and northerly winds, and at times there was quite snowy updates as well. But around the 19th update, we changed from the CFS through to the GFS, a shorter range model, and since then it's all gone a bit down the tubes, if you want cold weather, because we've firmed up on an Atlantic driven and potentially quite stormy Christmas. And this is what we're going to have to deal with this Christmas. I think the pattern is now locked in, that's what we're going to have, unsettled, low pressure dominating, and it's going to be a case now of pinning down the exact detail on a day by day basis. So we're going to do a 23rd update and see what it's got to say in a moment. There's only two more of these updates left. 24th update will be on Tuesday, November 25th, final one, almost like Advent countdown. 25th will be on Thursday, so not many more to go. And after that, of course, on Christmas Eve, there'll be the weekend forecast, which we always do on a Saturday anyway. So, before I get on with that, just say about the ads. There's links to articles on all the pages. Have a browse through widgets and click through links. If there's any articles that you're interested in, help us pay. Website, thanks very much for doing that. Christmas Shop is still open, so if you've got any Christmas Shop to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, getting very, very close to Christmas, of course. You can still do it. You probably, to guarantee getting it to you by now, would have to pay a bit extra for the postage. So, it's up to you. You can click through the green button and go to Christmas Shop page, and from there you can go through the Amazon banners, do your Christmas shopping at Amazon as normal, because you've gone from Gazos to Amazon, where you get a revenue fee on the things that you are buying. I keep shop at Gazos all year round, by the way, so if you've got any shopping to do at Amazon any time of the year, you can do it. I only plug it around Christmas, but it's always there at the website. Big thank you to everybody for doing their Christmas shopping at Amazon again this year. It's been a huge success once again, and thanks very much to everybody. I hope you enjoy all the presents that you have brought. So we're going to start off on Friday 23rd of December. And this is indicative of what we've got coming up over the Christmas period. Really, we've got high pressure across Central Europe, which has been dominating the weather over the past few weeks. But that high pressure is losing its influence. It's slipping into Eastern Europe. And these areas of low pressure from the Atlantic are starting to become the main drivers of the weather. So upper air temperatures on Friday are quite cool, but we've got a warm sector waiting out to west, and this is all heading our way as we move in towards Christmas. Rain gathering out to the north and west of the country as well, but most places have a dry day with some fairly decent sunshine, I would have thought, on Friday. Temperatures are quite cool at around 5, 6 or 7 degrees, really quite chilly. This is how Christmas Eve is shaping up then. Low pressure's driving in from the Atlantic. There's a bit of a weather front stuck across England and Wales through Christmas Eve morning, which could give a bit of a soaker there for anybody doing any last minute shopping, not what you want. Following on behind from that, the air is turning cold. If you're on the ice bars back, the air is originating from Greenland, so colder air and more showery conditions are digging in behind that weather front that's stuck across England and Wales. It's the upper air temperatures for Christmas Eve, and we're losing those milder temperatures to the southeast and bringing down colder air from the north and the west. Now, there's quite a bit of rain across England and Wales on Christmas Eve morning. That lingers through much of the morning in the southeast, giving a thoroughly miserable morning there. To the north, this is showers coming in from the northwest on that colder northwesterly wind, and those showery conditions eventually chase that rain band away through Christmas Eve afternoon and into the evening of Christmas Eve. Now, these showers are going to be quite interesting because for the south, they're just going to be rain or possibly hail. But for the north, I think the air will be turning cold enough. This is the upper air temperatures by the end of Christmas Eve. The air will be turning cold enough in the north to turn those showers wintry. So for high ground of Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England, I wouldn't rule out the chance of some snow turning up by the end of Christmas Eve afternoon. And maybe a little bit coming down to lower levels. So if you've had a bit of a flutter on a white Christmas anywhere like Glasgow, Belfast, Inverness, possibly Manchester, but I think Manchester's going to be a stretch. But certainly those northern airports, it's possible you might get a bit of money there. There could be some wintry showers up in the north. Further south, it is just rain, of course. Temperatures by the end of Christmas Eve looking like that. So in the south, it's still quite mild at 7 to 10 degrees. It'll be one of those days where it's actually very mild in the morning, and then the temperature drops away as it brightens up in the afternoon. For the north, it does look cold, though. Northern Ireland, Scotland, just at 2 or 3 degrees at best. I don't feel really cold in that northwesterly wind as well. So then we go through to the big day itself. This is Christmas Day, and I'm afraid it looks quite nasty tonight. We've got this really deep area of low pressure sweeping in from the Atlantic. There's very tightly packed isobars associated with this low pressure. Look at that. By the end of Christmas Day, we've got severe gales battering the country, particularly through southern Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England. That's where the worst of the wind is. Further south, it is windy, and there could be gale force gusts across anywhere, I would have thought, with that across England and Wales, but it's through southern Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England that you've got the worst of the winds coming through there. That might be a little bit disruptive, actually, on Christmas Day. It could be the models going over the top with this low pressure. It won't be quite as bad as that. It's still a week away, so let's wait and see. Upper air temperatures on Christmas Day start quite cool. Then we bring this big warm sector in across the country, and then that's chased away during Christmas Day afternoon by cooler air coming back in from the Atlantic. Loads of heavy rain as well. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. Still dry in the east, and possibly a bit of a frost there, but looks really wet already out in the west. And this heavy rain and gale force winds sweeps across the country through the course of the day, followed by more showery conditions up to the northwest. So a really wet, windy, miserable Christmas Day, I'm afraid, this year, if this is right. Temperatures, at least, they're mild. In the south, we're at around 10 or 11 degrees. Won't feel that mild, of course, with the wind and rain, but technically it is a mild air mass. Although it's turning colder up in the north and west. That's not necessarily what you want, of course, those mild temperatures on Christmas Day. This is Boxing Day, and what happens on Boxing Day, there we go, what happens on Boxing Day is that we have sunshine and showers coming in across the country. The air is turning colder for the north, winds turning into the north a little bit there. So the upper air temperatures are quite a lot cooler, especially so for the northern part of the country. It's a windy day, and there's showers in the west during the morning of Boxing Day, and those get more widespread during the afternoon. Certainly could be cold enough for the showers to be wintry over high ground of Northern Ireland and Scotland. Rain showers, possibly with hail, further south. This is how Tuesday is looking. This is Bank Holiday Tuesday, of course, this year, 27th of December. And it looks showery, really. This area of low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic is the main driver of the weather throughout this Christmas period, bringing in these westerly winds across the country. Upper air temperatures are warming up in the south, but still quite chilly up in the north. We've got showery rain developing out to the south and west, and that will be pushing north and eastwards through the course of the day. Temperatures in the south are milder at around 7 to 10, but still quite cold up in the north. Wednesday, 28th of December, looks really unsettled. I think there's a weather front here across southern parts of the country in particular. Further north, again, it's a colder air mass coming in from the northwest, which could bring wintry showers in across Scotland. Upper air temperature show a bit of a north-south split, quite mild in the south, but colder up in the north. We've got persistent rain potentially for southern parts of the country, more showery conditions across northern areas. Again, there could be wintry showers over high ground. Temperatures very mild in the south, 12 or 13 degrees, but a lot colder in the north, just 2 to 5 for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Moving through to Thursday, 29th, we keep this north-south split going. Again, there's a weather front here across southern parts of the country, keeping it milder but wet down there, with colder showery conditions further to the north. Upper air temperatures are still mild in the south, quite cold across Scotland. Very wet across England and Wales, but it will be more showery further north. Those showers could again be wintry over high ground. Temperatures in the south at around 8 to 10, but for the north, Northern England, Northern Ireland and Scotland, just at around 1 to 5. And then we move through to Friday, 30th of December, and we start to lose that weather front from the southeast, bringing cooler air down from the north and more showery conditions pushing southwards. Upper air temperatures are cooling off. We're losing those warm temperatures into the continent as this cooler air, not particularly cold, but cooler air comes down from the north and west of the Atlantic. The rain's still there in the southeast, so I think it will be going through the course of the day if this is right. Temperatures are lowering on the south coast. We're still at around 9 or 10, but most of the country back down into single figures. Quite cold, actually, up in the north. And overall, this does look a fairly cold Christmas for Scotland, although it's Atlantic driven. You're on the colder side of the jet stream, I think, and on the colder side of the weather system, mainly across Scotland. So if you want a more seasonal feel, Scotland is going to be the place to be, potentially, this Christmas week. New Year's Eve looking like that. It's cool and showery, really, across the country on New Year's Eve. Upper air temperatures are quite chilly, especially up in the north. There's a suggestion of a fair amount of showery rain, and some of that could be wintry again over high ground up in the north. Temperatures somewhere between around 2 and 7 degrees. And then New Year's Day, so the Thursday of 2017, is looking in a showery westerly flow then, and still quite chilly with the upper air temperatures, particularly so for Scotland. There could be showers in the north and west. They might be wintry again over high ground in Scotland. Temperatures for the Thursday of 2017 looking quite a bit colder at around 1 to 6 degrees, something of that order. And potentially there might be frost early and late. I've not looked at the minimum temperatures. And then we finish up on Bank Holiday Monday, 2nd of January, and it's all going back to the southwest again. So pressure's rising to the south. It's still very low, the pressure around Greenland and Iceland. That's turning the winds into the southwest, which starts to drag milder air back in from off the Atlantic. Could be some rain coming in with that. Temperatures are still quite cold in the north and the east, but they are turning milder in the south and the west. So it's obviously an Atlantic-driven Christmas. I think we have got the pattern now very much set. I wouldn't expect any deviation as far as that's concerned. The concern is going to be in terms of the detail, when we get the rain bands coming through, when we get the stormiest of the winds. It looks like the worst of it in terms of the wind and the rain is probably Christmas Day itself, which does look quite a nasty day, I'm afraid. But there's still time for that to change. It might be a bit early, it might be a bit later than Model is suggesting. It's still a week away, so let's just wait and see on that one. Overall, it's an unsettled Christmas, showers along with spells of rain, and for Scotland, you are very often on the colder side of things up there. So, actually, yes, there might be a little bit of wintry potential at times, particularly over high ground for Scotland, maybe even on lower levels sometimes as well. Right, that's all for now. We'll do the 24th update on Tuesday evening, same time, same place. That'll be the penultimate update, so come back for that then. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.